Okay, gang, so we're gonna cook up that Dorado we just showed you we were filleting down in the marina. Now we're home. We're gonna cook up that Dorado. I like to cook it in a little avocado oil. So I'm gonna pour a little avocado oil into the pan here. Kelly's gonna pour it in,
no,
or you?
Hold it.
Okay, we're gonna pour a little avocado oil into the pan here. Okay. Then we're gonna take that piece of Dorado. If you come over here, Kelly. This is that Dorado you watched me just fillet in the marina. That's that skin side. You guys were saying, oh, those are tendons. Well, they're not tendons, gang. And it's just a nice piece of fresh Dorado. So you really don't want it to touch fresh water all too often. We're just gonna rinse it off real quick. And then the way I like to cook, we're just gonna make sure all the slime's off. That's it. The way I like to cook it, I'm gonna make sure that it's trimmed up, get all the weird stuff off of it, a little bit of the skin or whatever. I like to trim all the stuff off of it. There's a little bit of bone there from the fins. I like to get all that off. We got that nice piece of Dorado there. You'll never even see that skin on it, because that's not skin, that's just some membrane. It doesn't even matter, it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't do anything. Okay, so we're gonna put a little salt and pepper on it. That's all I do. Little ground black pepper on both sides of the meat. Oh, one other thing we forgot to do. We gotta get. You want to get your grill very, very hot. So we gotta get this thing hot. So while we're getting some salt and pepper on it, we'll get that thing going, get it nice and hot. Get a little salt here, a little rock salt. I like to use this Himalayan salt. I don't like to use just regular old white iodized. I like to use the Himalayan pink salt. That's my favorite salt. Grind a little bit of salt up on it. This is Kelly and I's dinner. Nice little slab to go with our yellowfin that you saw us fillet the other day. I got it all chopped up, a little poke bowl in the freezer, making it nice and firm. A little more pepper on there. Okay, hold on a Okay, we're getting it nice and hot. Getting the frying pan nice and hot. Getting ready for this nice piece of Dorado fillet we're gonna have for dinner here. While that's getting all hot, I'm just gonna rinse off these other pieces real quick. Come on over here for a minute, Miss Kelly. Let's see if we can get this light on again. Keep playing with the lights here. Get it on. Then I like to take the meat that we're not gonna eat, lay it out on paper towel, get all that water off of it, get all the moisture off of it. That's really, really, really good for the fish and also good for you to get all that off, because you could have, if you were filleting them down at the dock or something, you could have had some bacteria on there or anything. So I give it just a quick rinse in my sink. Then I pat all the water off to get all the moisture out of it so the meat stays nice and firm, because if you don't get the fresh water off, the fillets will actually suck water up, and I believe it makes it much more mushy. It doesn't keep the firmness in once it gets a lot of fresh water on it. So I dry all the fillets off real quick, pat them down with paper towels, and then we're gonna bag them up in bags for meals, because it's just Kelly and I. We don't have a lot of people. I don't want to waste the fish, so I'll put them in separate little meal bags. This one will be our meal for tomorrow. This one fillet right here. So that's one meal. We'll drop that in the bag. Oh, we got a little bit of trimming to do. It's got a little bit of stuff on it right there.
And we gotta save some for dinner.
Our cat has to have some, right, Finn?
It was there somewhere.
So we'll cut this one in half because it won't fit in the sandwich bag, but that's gonna be Kelly and I's meal tomorrow. We'll put that in the bag. It's nice and dry, not all full of water. Get all the air out of that bag. The next piece right here, another meal. Cut that one in half, another meal. And we got one more piece right here. Cut it in half. Put those in some baggies for next time. Our grill should be getting nice and hot now. That meal. One more. Because you don't want to just freeze it up in a big chunks, because that's not meals. I don't even like to freeze my fish. I'm just gonna put it in the refrigerator, like I have the yellowfin that we're gonna eat tonight, in the fridge. And then if we don't eat it all in the next couple days, then I'll cook it up, give it to the cat, and he'll eat it. But no fish goes to waste at our house. There he is.
Hey,
there's that little tuna eater. Okay, so now this grill's nice and hot. The oil's nice and hot in there. That's the key. You want to flash cook this. That's going to lock in the flavor of the salt and the pepper. Woo, woo.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. But it's flash cooking it. It makes kind of a mess, but that's
okay, Kelly.
part of the deal. Kelly will clean it all up. But we're going to quick flash cook this. Then we're going to put it on a paper plate. Kelly girl and I are going to eat it. And it doesn't take a long time when it's nice and hot like this. That might have had just a little more moisture in it than I thought it did. I might not have tapped it. It's not popping that bad. It could just be the oil in the fish. But I'm watching it cook. I can see, if you get in here close and look at the layer there, you can see how it's cooking right there on the edge. You can see the edge is starting to get white. It's going to get a nice white color as it cooks. The worst thing you can do for a piece of fish is overcook it. You can undercook it's fine, because we all like a little sushi, a little sashimi. You can undercook the fish. You don't want to overcook it. It'll make it super dry. And the last thing you want with your fish is dry. Now, if you come back over here, cameraman, and film that. Get right in there. See how the edge is starting to turn a light, almost a white color? And you can see the clarity in the meat where it hasn't been cooked, and then down here it's being cooked. It's getting a whiter color in it. This is a beautiful piece of mahi-mahi, super fresh. We caught this thing about 4 hours ago, and now we're gonna eat her up. So I'm gonna flip that over. Look at that, that's the side that you all said had tendons on it. Gang, meat hooked to skin and skin hooked to meat, those aren't tendons. Those are a little bit of fire. You can't even taste it. Your knife cuts right through it. I don't like to skin it off because you can pull the skin off like I show you do in the video. I don't like to fillet the skin off. You're leaving a little bit of meat. And I love every bit of the fish. And this is gonna taste phenomenal. Those of you that think it's tendons, well, I'm sorry. You obviously don't know anything about fish. But it does crack us up when you leave those comments when we post. And you say, I left the tendons on. Just so you know, I probably cut more fish in one day than most of you have seen in your whole life. And I know that's hard to imagine. But an average of 12 to 1,600 fish a day is what I cut. And so I know that you caught way more than that, but most people haven't. We're just letting this thing cook a little bit more. It's gonna be very, very tasty. But like I said, the last thing you want to do is overcook your fish. So I like to just cut it. I'm not an expert chef, so I like to cut into it a little bit. take a look and see how it's cooking. If it's cooking all the way through. Right now it's just seared on the edges. We're gonna check it out, see how it comes out.
Alright.
Okay, gang, so now it's cooked to the point where it's fine. We're gonna pull it off of the fire now. And the thing about fish is when you pull it off the fire, it's gonna keep cooking. Because it's so hot, it's gonna keep cooking. So, like I said, you don't wanna overcook your fish. So it was still a little raw in the middle, but by the time Kelly and I sit down to eat this now, it's gonna be perfecto. It's gonna be perfect. So that's how you cook a slab of Dorado real quick. Nice fresh piece of Dorado. Those of you on the East Coast, you call them dolphin fish. Those of you in Hawaii, you call them mahi-mahi. We call them Dorado. They're all the same fish and they all taste phenomenal.
We'll have to